My name's Dean Swift. The company is called Swift & Co. We've been established since 1979. We are a small building company, but we do a lot of specialist joinery. We've just done the local pub in the village from start to finish, and that was a huge success. Probably my earliest memory is climbing on a building site because my dad was a carpenter. So really always been brought up in the trade, and at 19 I set the business up. Building the business up to accumulate enough money to have premises and to buy machinery, and rather than outsourcing everything is doing it ourselves. I had been in a couple of workshops and I knew the name and it always stood out, FELDER did. And when we moved workshops last year, and it was the opportunity to refurnish everything and have new stuff, that was the time to do more research. We had a look at the different sites and who was available and all the usual names you come across, and it was just FELDER stood out on everything, the quality, the innovations of the machines, and somehow they seemed to look modern. And the next stage was to go up to Milton, Keynes and have a look at them in the flesh, and was very impressed. And initially we just went for the saw and the planer, and then quickly realised, well, if we're going to do that we might as well throw the Spindle Moulder in and have the full set, and then the bandsaw tagged along behind it, and of course the dust extraction unit. But I must say, out of these machines, which we use all the while and are fantastic, is the FELDER Fat 300 up and down table. I don't know how we'd manage without it. Because we do a lot of cabinetry, we needed an accurate dimension saw with a sliding table, and it never lets us down, whether you're ripping oak logs down or cutting veneered material. As you progress from older machines to a new machine, you realise how much they've come on and how great it is to be able to know that you can cut a board and it is square. And because you've got electronic controls, you can reset the machine to exactly where you left it an hour ago, a day ago, a month ago. It's just so time saving, and if you want 1/10 of a millimetre off, you can take 1/10 of a millimetre, so full marks for that. And again, with the electronic controls, to be able to plane to within 1/10 of a millimetre, this never seems to lose its edge. And of course the great advantage is, if you do put something through with a nail or a screw in and damage one of the cutters, it's seconds to turn it round or to replace it. A screw going through the planer isn't a disaster anymore. It's certainly an inconvenience for a minute or two, but it just doesn't stop the job. We get a lot of customers, oh, can we have some skirting boards and architraves that nobody else has got? Yeah, no problem, we can make you anything up. You know, we've got several, you can design your own if you want within reason, and perhaps they'll come back a year later and say, oh, can we have some more because we're changing that room but we want it to match. We can match it up exactly within minutes, set the machine up. Everything just works great. We did have a particular job came up where we needed some very wide boards and we hadn't really got the capacity to rip them down. So I rang Steve up and says, is there anything available? And he said, would you believe we've just got a machine coming back for an exhibition, an ex-display that we'll do you a very good deal on, which he did. Again, so versatile and it works great. We can take on work that is a lot more specialist, with the confidence that the machines will deliver the goods quickly, competitively, and the finish is excellent. And of course I've got a lot of friends that call in and are green with envy. It's a joy to come down and work on them, or if we're on site and somebody will say, oh, we need this, we need this. It's pleasant to come back to the workshop. Oh, I always volunteer. I'll go back and machine that up then and bring it back out to site for you. Yeah, wouldn't be without them.